Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today, I'm delighted to get back on the channel. Alfie Warren, ahead of his big Box Nation show next weekend at York or Bethnal Green. It's a good undercard and it's a good card. Sorry, and yeah, how are you doing today, Alfie?
I'm all good, Sam. How are you? How was your Christmas? Everything all good?
Yeah, it was all good, thanks. Yours?
Yeah, nice and quiet. It was nice to have a few peaceful days, but then didn't last long, and then we're back at it now.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll talk about the upcoming card next week. Good card. We'll
Yeah,
talk about let's see if I can say his name right. Nabil Armaduliev versus
yeah,
Jake Bray, 4 rounds light heavyweight.
yeah, yeah. And the bill, very, very good addition to the car. Very good addition with us as well. Really looking forward. Been hearing some good things about Nabil, so I'm really, really, excited to seeing him get in there and do the business as well. So if he's anything that what we've been hearing, I think he's got a big future ahead of him, and it's a fantastic bill for him to get on. Sorry about that. I got a call coming through.
We lost connection, but yeah, we're back now. Nabil, Jake Bray.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, really looking forward. As I was saying before, from the build to, you know, um, start his pro journey on this on this card as well. Massive card for him as well, big stage. So, you know, um, these are the nights he's got to get used to if he wants to make it to the big time. And I'm really pleased for him that he could get to be part of a great event.
Yeah, definitely, and he's got a tough opponent in Jake Bray.
Yeah, Jake Bray. Listen, we know that Jake Bray comes in, he tests them. If he fancies it, he'll go for it. So, Nabil's going to have to be top of his game. He's got massive support coming, and you know he's going to want to put on a show like that. So he won't be underestimating Jake Bray. Sorry, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that he'll cruise to a good victory and he'll look good doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Next one we're going to talk about is another 4 round fight. This time it's middleweight between Freddie Kenningham versus the tough, durable Dale Arrowsmith. I believe it's been yeah, Freddie's had a couple fights that's been but announced, but it's good to see him finally making his debut now next
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Freddie Ketram, he's we've had a bit of trouble with with stuff with the board, paperwork, medicals, that sort of thing. But everything's all straightened out now, and he's ready to go. Freddie, yeah, and I echo what I said about Nabil. It's a massive opportunity for him. We're very pleased to be looking after him. He's going to be one of the ones we're going to want to get at and being active all the time. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited just to see what the noise is about with Freddie.
Yeah, definitely. Long awaited as well, so he'll be
Yeah,
itching to get going.
exactly. Listen, he's firing all cylinders anyway. We've been talking to his training team and everything. He's more than ready.
Yeah, definitely. And Dale Arrowsmith, as always, you know what we get with Dale. He's tough as old boots, isn't he?
Yeah, Dale Harris-Smith's the perfect person, to have for your debut. Um, you know, it's no mean feat fighting Dale Arrowsmith. Dale Arrowsmith, knows his way around the ring, probably better than most boxers out there, especially in this country as well. So, he's going to be tricky. He's going to have to try and close the ring with Dale. He's going to have to try everything out with him. And, Dale's going to make him think a lot about it.
Definitely. Then you got another 4 rounder super featherweight division between Zayn Ahmed, who's currently 1-0, so it's his second contest. He's got Fernando Valdez.
Yeah, Dane Ahmed, another one. Signed with Queensbury Promotions. We've been really, really Good to get him on as well. You know, he wants to stay active. I know that Queensbury have got some good plans for him, so he's a fantastic addition to the card. Zayn Ahmed. Last time out he looked brilliant. Last time, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to carry that form on, and give the crowd a very, very good show.
Definitely. Is it about keeping him active as well as Freddie and Nabil?
Yeah, I mean Freddie and Nabil. Obviously, we look after Freddie and Nabil and all that, but with Zane's management and obviously Queensbury, they want to keep him busy, hence why they come on these shows. Like I say, with these Box Nation shows, they're a great breeding ground. Sorry, for these young fighters, to get on, get on to the next level, and especially fighters that have got big promotion contracts. Is with the way the landscape is with boxing as well, especially with big shows and everything like that. Sam, it's not as easy, to get fighting regularly on the big shows. So, having the Box Nation platform is just perfect for these guys. It's a big platform. It's it's a recognised worldwide platform. We do fantastic numbers. The production that we put into the to the shows, is borderline on equal to all the big shows. We really, really put a lot into it, and it's got the massive arena feel. When you fight on these shows, you're fighting. It's like you're actually fighting in a big arena,
Yeah.
especially with your call the way we do it and everything. And people are more than happy to come on these things. And like I say, Box Nation, fantastic brand. The live shows are, still thriving from what we're doing. And it's a brilliant platform to keep these guys busy.
100%. And next up, Hamza Mahmood, who's 1-0. He's got a 6-round fight against an opponent who's had 19 fights.
Yeah, Hamza Mahmood, I really, really rate Hamza. He's a massive talent. People from around the boxing circuit know how good this guy is. It's not going to be. I don't think for Hamza, it's going to be too long until he jumps up onto the big shows. He's that much of a talent, and we got his debut out the way very, very quickly. It was really. I mean, he signed with us on the back end of last year. He was really, really chomping at the bit to get in, to get in. So he done his debut in December. Looked fantastic doing that there, on a small, low key, small hall show, and now he said to me like he's treating this as his debut, but it's his first, straight into a 6-rounder, no messing about and all that. He wants to push on quickly. He's got the talent, he's got the tools, he's got everything that is designed for a fighter to go onto the big stage. He's that good. So we're going to be keeping Hamza a hell of a lot busy. And like I said before in the start, talking about him, I really don't think it's going to be long until he's on a major network.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his debut, he impressed. And did you guys feel as a team that he just needed the one 4-rounder then to push on to some 6-rounders, as this is his first 6?
Yeah, do you know it was but more of the he's trainer Daly and Hamza, really wanted to push into the 6 and watching that 4-round fight. That was absolutely right. They could have easily cruised for a 6-round fight there and all that, and but debut. It wasn't on the show that what we had planned to make his debut on. But big thank you to Premier Promotions and Costas Evangelou and all that for giving us the slot for him to start his career on. But yeah, no, and we all sat down. They, his trainer daily, knows him inside out. They know they know what he's capable in the gym more than what we do, but we know exactly what what he can be capable in the pro ranks, and that's our job to guide him. You know, as best we can, as what we do with all our fighters, to guide them the right way to make sure that they get up there in the right amount of time so they can start challenging for major titles. I don't think it'd be long for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, next fight is a very interesting fight. Good fight this one between Emmanuel Essong, who's currently 2-0, between Conor Goulding, who's 5 wins, 7 defeats from Liverpool. It's a 6-round super welterweight fight. Talk about this one. Good fight.
Fantastic fight. Emmanuel Ashong's another one. I'll put him in the same bracket, as Hamza Mahmoud. I think he's an exceptional talent. He had a lot of bad luck with little niggles and all that last year. He should, he really should have been 4-5-0 by now. But boxing, it happens. But he's back. He's 100%. And like I say, the layoff has ain't deterred him. He wants to go back into a tough fight, and this is a very, very tough fight. I was the other team. I think that they're coming off a little bit of bad form, so they're going to fancy be beating a prospect of ours on Box Nation. Put, takes their career into the direction that they was intended to do in the first place, called in. So, yeah, but I've no doubt with Ashong, very, very confident. And I think this is the kind of fight that he is going to look, fantastic in. I think he needs this kind of fighter. He needs this kind of fight to bring the best out of him. And that's what's going to happen, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's a great fight, as you said. A little step up for Emmanuel, as you said, but this is what he wants. He has the one stoppage against Paul Scaife, which is a
Mm.
good little stoppage win for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Conor Goulding's. If you look at some of the fights he had, of course he's been stopped, but he was at a good level and he's come up. Short, like they've been close competitive fights as
Mm.
well that he's come up
Yeah.
short in. He's always competitive.
Mm. Absolutely. Listen, Emmanuel knows this, and I always say this, I would have been more than happy to give Emmanuel a couple of, not gimme fights, should I say, but a couple of more learning fights, should I say? And but he don't. He's a man in a hurry. He wants to get to the big stage. Making a statement on Saturday against Connor is a step in the right direction. In that, and listen, like I say, for a complete novice, if he goes in there, does the business and stops Connor, it's a statement, and he'll put everyone on alert.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when your fighter fights a fighter from Liverpool, it's always a good fight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We've had like I say that we've had a couple of unlucky ones there, but yeah,
But they've been good fights.
very, very good fights.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
two that
go
I'm thinking of is the Karim Aegis, Kurt Wiggins, and of course
Casey,
KCV Farag,
correct.
which was a good fight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to get a win. So Sean's got to do the business. Yeah, to get a win on him. But I think I think he will do. It'll be a brilliant fight anyway. Honestly, and I can't wait. For when he does the business to see what's next for Ashong, because I think that he's a very, very well kept secret. But Saturday, that secret will be close to being opened.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, next up, 6 round super flyweight between Casey Khademi v Margarito Perez Amador. Talk about that fight.
Yeah, brilliant. Casey, we want to get him back into title contention. Excuse me. Yeah, I want to get him back into title contention as soon as. Would have loved for him to, Casey, you know him very well. He just wants to jump in. He wants the big fights and all that. But he's coming off a bad injury. December, got the cobwebs off and all that. And, considering he performed well against a tough opponent.
In Tonto, who's good.
Yeah, I mean, to have that as your comeback fight from injury. But listen, the quality of Casey, he should be dealing with things like that, dealing with fights like that, but he did. He wanted to jump straight back into a title fight. Speaking to the team and all that, he just thought it was best to, have another one and just see how that, how the knee gets in. It's really, really basically that. But, after this fight, God willing, a tough fight for a run out, really, really tough fight for a run out. But come through this, we're back on track, and then we're hunting for titles again. A lot of options there for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's coming off 3 wins at the minute. Of course, they're warm-up fights as such, but it's good since before that he was what seven odd title fights in a row,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. When you think about it, he had the 2 warm-up fights, and then obviously he was out in Gibraltar, wasn't he? And
Yeah,
that freak accident, which is just, I've honestly, I've never ever known anything like that since I've started boxing. Definitely working behind the scenes, I've never ever experienced that, especially for a fight so big as well. That was the headline fight for Gibraltar, and it was just madness, absolutely madness out there. But he had to have this time off. He had to rehabilitate as well, because I think the thing with Casey is as well, which is why we've given so much time off, is every time he's had this injury, he's always rushed back, and he's always wants to get in a ring and he wants to fight. It's just what he wants to do. So this time he's rehabilitated properly. He took his time with the injury. He took the right amount of time off, and now hopefully the injury holds up now. Anyway,
yeah,
but yeah, exactly what we wanted to do. I just think, even though he's brushed the cobwebs off in December, I still think another one. Not what I mean. We're not fighting journeymen. We're actually fighting competitive fights for these warm ups
yeah.
and all
He's,
that.
he's he's got a half and half record as well, so
Yeah,
and he's a
that's what
Mexican
I'm saying.
opponent, so we know what we're gonna get.
They're little step ups. They're not gimme fights. These are guys who are coming to win. So Casey's got to be on his A game in all these fights as well. But they're the fights that he wants. He doesn't want to be in easy fights. Hates them. Some of
Yeah.
the opponents, the matchmakers have thrown around. He don't want them. He just wants to be in tough fights and get through this. He's going to have a big year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am gonna, give it just a quick mention. I saw about the British title. Something got put up about the British title against Matthew McHale.
Yeah, he's been mandated. So he's like the border control have mandated him to fight. Fight for the British title as well. So I want to get this fight out of the way. Have a look at have a look at that. Like I said, he's got lots of options. We'll have a look at that, and we've got other avenues that we want to go down as well. So after this fight, God willing that he comes through it,
Yeah.
we'll all sit down. We'll make a decision what the best path we think to go through. But yeah, like I say, that's definitely one of the titles that Casey wants to lift. But we'll just obviously have a look at it. If it makes sense for Casey, if it makes sense for his career and all that, not just like getting the British title fight, but obviously, you know,
Hmm.
purse wise, everything else like that makes sense. 100%, we'll go for it. But like I say, other avenues there, and we're just going to pick. We'll pick the avenue that makes the most sense for us.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, last few fights is Arbono Nori Jazhara. Don't know if I said that right, but he's 6
Yeah,
and 0, 8 rounds, super featherweight. Talk about that one.
fantastic. We've just signed him, Abnori, and he he's a great talent. He's been based over in Switzerland a lot, Abnori. So we had a meeting last year. He wanted to come down. We had a look at him. I think that, this young man can push for major titles. I really, really do believe that. I think he's got the tools for it. He's got the following. You know, he's been making a lot of noise over in Switzerland. But like I say, he wants to broaden his horizons. He wants to come over to where boxing's, where the heartbeat of boxing is at the moment, and that is over in this country. So he wants to come over here and make a bit of noise. We're delighted that we've signed an agreement with him, to take care of his affairs over in England. And we're really, really, really looking forward going forward with Anori. I just think that he's gonna make some noise. His fans are definitely gonna make some noise. Anyway, I know that, but I think that he is definitely going to be one to watch. And making his UK debut on such a good show to start the year off with, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And talk about your main event of the evening between Alban Bermeta versus Arnak Hovhannisyan.
Yeah, fantastic fight, really good fight. Alban Bermeta, he's really, really burst onto the light heavyweight scene. He really, really is. He's so tough. He's really, 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 really tough. I'll tell you what, I was watching him the other day. He reminds me a bit of Steve Collins, the way he fights. He's like, really, really does. He's relentless. He's fit. He's just in your face all the time. And it's so, sometimes he overwhelms fighters. But the thing is, he's very, very powerful as well. And he can knock you out. So, I'm very, very pleased that we've got him on our show again. Alban Bermeta. Very looking forward to working with it. We're all looking forward to working with him all this year and getting him into some big fights. I think he's in the light heavyweight division. He is a problem, and he's a major threat over here. And
Do you think he'll be making? He has to make a statement though against a tough opponent.
Absolutely, and Armanek is he's the man to do that with. Very, very tough man. He fancies this. We've been speaking to him and his team and everything. They really, really, really they really think that they're going to do a job on here and all that. And he's been waiting for his opportunity. He's got his opportunity of Alban Bermeta. He beats Bermeta. His life changes a little bit. And then he's going to be in those conversations with fighting some of these guys. The light heavyweight scene. This is where it's at. Apart from the big ones, we got Bivol, Beterbiev, and all that, and all those guys as well. The light heavyweight scene over here is probably the best in the world.
Definitely.
And 100%. And this is the place to be. We've got some, great fighters on there, and working with the likes, Alban Bermeta, Zach Chelly, who we've got coming back this year as well.
Could we see a fight between Chelly and Alban, or maybe not?
Listen, we match our fighters up all the time. 100%. Listen, like I say, it's got to make sense for both the fighters. They're both big names. They're both going to want to get paid well for it. So if it makes sense, and a broadcaster wants to pick that up and make that 100%, that'd be a cracking fight. That would be a cracking fight. But like I say, with Zach, he can go from light heavyweight, he go down to super middleweight, so he's got a lot of options there. I would love Zach to stay at light heavyweight, because I think that he can make some waves in the light heavyweight division. I think that he can beat a lot of people over here as well, cause an upset. I think his style is the same thing, overwhelms them as well. And you see that where Zach's so fit, and don't stop throwing from round 1, from round 12, he doesn't stop throwing. He doesn't even seem to be out of breath and all that, and he just he breaks his opponents down as well. And So, I'm looking forward to him coming back as well. So, but like I say, there's two light heavyweights that we're working with, Alban Bermeta and Zach Chelli. They're going to have big years this year. And
100%.
I think they're going to be challenging some of these guys. And I really, really do think that they're going to come on top.
Yeah. And yeah, last thing is, can you tell the fans what time the show like what time the doors open and what time the first fight roughly will begin?
Doors will be open at 5 o'clock at York Hall. Might even be 5 minutes before five. Get everyone in there early as well. But 5 o'clock scheduled for. First fight will be scheduled for just about 5:30 anyway. So we got a
Half five.
cracking line, up there as well. So yeah, mate, just guys, make sure everybody tunes into Box Nation on Saturday because it's going to be a hell of a show. The talent we got on there is fantastic. Top quality fighters, couple of top quality fights there as well that we can't wait to showcase. And listen, you're looking for a night out in London, come down and try and secure your tickets, or if you can get in touch with any of the fighters and get your tickets off them, it's a great help to them as well. It's going to be a fantastic night. Not that many tickets left as well, only about a handful as well. So if you do want to come down, just please get in contact.
Yeah, definitely. And what time do you think Brometta will be on?
Not too sure at the moment, but roughly it won't be any like about 9 o'clock, something like that. It won't be. It won't be any. It won't be any earlier than that.
Good, good, good. And yeah, thank you for your time as always, Alfie, and I'll see you next week.
Sam, always a pleasure, mate, and you take care.
Thank you. Bye,
Cheers.
Alfie.
Thanks, mate.